Greetings and welcome back to TaleSpire. My name is Aaron with Nordic Forge Games, and today we are continuing work on our pirate ship. That's right, guys, we're back, and today I'm going to be focusing on getting further along structurally. We're just going to keep plowing forward and fleshing out this boat, getting it ready for our game, ready for our players to set sail. So it feels really good to be back in the swing of TaleSpire. I hope you guys are building along with me, having a good time. Thanks for interacting with the last video. It was nice to see all you guys commenting. And if you're looking for other ways to interact with me, I also have a Twitter, and we have a Discord that's growing slowly. We've got a really nice, small, active community on there. But I think that's enough. It's time to get into build mode and start working on our ship. And after getting some feedback from you guys in the first video, one recommendation was to use ramps from the harbor set because they're at the same angle. So I think that's where we're going to start. We're going to clean this up a little bit, get this looking really nice, and then we're going to move on to the rest of the ship. I thought it would be cool too to have the front of the ship raised up just a little bit more, sort of like a gradual incline. This goes back to our elevation video, right? We want to vary the elevation of the play area so that it becomes more interesting. So what I want to do is cut the entire front of the ship off. There we go, because I like this shape, but I just think it needs to be kind of altered a little bit. I'm just getting an idea of where we can place it to make it look most natural. And then using the harbor section, even though it's still a different color, I think it's going to help me add some wood texture, and that's going to make this shape be a lot less noticeable. And also, these flat areas are going to be great if a player does want to hop over and ride on the front of the ship or something like that. And adding some walls here from the rural set on the sides, and just trying to make sure these are both the same height on each side. Basically, what I want to do is just bolster this, strengthen the shape of the ship. We're going to add just some small stairs here, and then I want to kind of do the same thing on the back of the boat. I want to add some more of this harbor texture set. I even like how the barrels look on the sides there. So what I'm going to do is just try to use clipping mode to mix these two texture styles together in a way that is going to add some variation. We could even have like a little awning above the captain's door, you know, in case it's raining or something. And for instance, here is another great example of a place we can blend together two parts of the ship and make it look a little bit more natural. Now, what if we took some of these decorative tiles and we put just at the base of the sail poles, add some variation to the coloring on the deck, and just like we did with the front of the ship, where there's a slight increase to the front, I want to do the same for the back of the ship. I want it to increase slightly. Oh, and now we're just raising our handrails. So now if we look at it from the side, we can see how the ship has more of a curved. You could do the same thing here by pulling them, making them lower. I never thought about putting rails around this, but if we sink some into the deck, it makes this appear thicker, and it also gives us a nice sort of trim around the hole so that it's easier to see. Because one thing I'm trying to do as well is detract the eye from looking at any sort of clipping. Now this clipping won't move around, you know, when the players are using it, but I just don't want them to look at that as something that's odd. So for example here, if we were to remove this piece of wood and put decorative pieces here, I'm just interested to see what that does with our eye, or if we raise it up slightly. Yeah, see, that's a lot nicer. And then we can have some poles here later, maybe put some lanterns on them or something. And so just by adding those different types of wood textures, we've already started to see a change in where our eye is drawn. And while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to go ahead and do some randomization on the deck, just twisting around some of these square shapes. And I'm not really thinking about where I'm putting these, I'm just trying to randomize them. So if we look down, even through the hole here, we're able to see some variation. And then from the top, there's not this consistent pattern over and over again that's making us go, oh, that's weird looking to my eye. I'm really liking where the deck of the ship is heading now. I'm thinking the body of the ship looks really solid. So we've got to start thinking about sails. I'm thinking about making the back of the ship even higher. Not sure exactly what I want. Maybe some sort of walkway. Figure out if we could put some pipes or something in there to make cannons. And once we figure out where the sails are going to go, then we can build crow nests above that. These may need to go a little bit higher. I'm not sure yet. Let's start with adding some cross beams to these sails. There's another log that's like the same size, and then it could extend out on each side. Let's go check out the market section again. I don't want our sails to be too low. Let's get our little human guy just to make sure there's enough room for people to move around. Now I know in movies, like when they're needing to move the sail and stuff, they can jump up and grab onto it a lot of times. So snapping sideways doesn't seem to work as well with the X key. So this is going to be a little bit more difficult. I just want to make sure this looks like one contiguous piece. And then on most pirate ships, the sails are about as wide as the deck. And I'm going to extend it just a little bit. Now, I don't expect our players to be looking up at the sails a whole lot. But if they do, I want them to look, relatively good. I love that it's casting a shadow as well on the deck of the ship. So I think this front one's going to have one sail in the back, and then 2 or 3 sails in the middle. On most of the pirate ships, concept art for fantasy stuff, there's crow's nest on each pole. I don't want it too far above. And I think I'll do a small crow's nest on the front and back, and then a bigger crow's nest in the middle that maybe has a ladder. This is going to be more for looks. Should there be a sail here? I'm trying to figure out how an actual pirate ship looks. I'm trying to find a creative way to make it look right. Yeah, there we go. How would these look on the end here? I've seen people on like Tales Tavern when they make sails, they have this second piece down here, almost like there's a pole that the crewman can use to push the sail. It would be kind of cool to have a ladder just for the sake of telling your players that this is climbable. If you wanted to go to the top, you could. Let's say for the sake of argument, we're going to tell our players that there's a trapdoor that opens up there. So the rope stick through. We're going to go straight down. That looks really cool. Yeah, and then we're just going to grab another one and bring it down here. Maybe with some of those support beams from the decoration section, we can make it look like that little platform is supported. Oh, hey, look. Here's a pipe. I'm getting sidetracked a little bit, but I wonder if we could put these in our windows and make them look like cannons. Oh, heck yeah, that looks awesome. All right, I'm just going to leave that there so I don't forget. It's just a little T-shaped pipe here in miscellaneous interior. We can make that into a cannon for show. What is this? Oh, that's like a telescope. That's cool. Oh, hey, look. Here are some spikes. I'm going to put one up there. I'm not sure if that'll work, but I'm going to throw it up there for now. And I'm also going to grab some of these support beams while I'm thinking about it and just set those on the deck. Oh, hey, look, we can make the plank. And these colors kind of match these colors, which I like. Okay. Because it'd be nice to put something on the ends of these logs so they didn't look so much like logs. We could have like some weird decor pieces like that. This one's an actual head of something. That would be kind of cool. That actually would work really well if I can get it to look right. Oh, yeah, that's cool. All right, let's do the same thing on this side. There we go. So we were effectively able to hide the end of the stump with these miscellaneous exterior. It looks like a stone statue piece. Maybe able to do something else like, they have like a mermaid or something on the front of the ship. And I'm just thinking about other opportunities to use these, this sort of thatch texture. Cool. It's almost got like kind of an Eastern look to it, which is interesting. We do have these poles, and what I was hoping to do is sort of make it look like it's rolled up. And that breaks up this weird like shear. Sort of. Make sure they're sticking out about the same. Yeah, so then it's the illusion that there's this piece of wood, this pole, running through the bottom. So let's just do a test here and try to copy this sail. I want to make sure it's covered. I don't go too low. Copy slab, boom. There we go. And lining these up is a bit tricky. So what I'm going to do is use the tip to tell me where the top is, and then slide it up and down along that axis. Really liking that. That's awesome. So before we do our big middle sail, I do want to add some supports down here just because they're going to be a little bit harder to get to. This is starting to look so cool. I'm excited. Like it's neat to see it all start to come together. All right, and so before we end the video, what I want to do is I want to finish this big mainsail. So that's what we're going to do now. All right, to get us started, I'm going to paste in that same sail that we had before. I think it's okay if the bottom sail is the same width, but the next sail needs to be a little shorter, maybe only 3 sections high. And then, to save us some time, because I do want this same type of sail that we have on the end here. What if I not cut? There we go. Then this should clip right into the place we need it at. And then we just need to put some more logs in here. Oh yeah, man, look at that. Crow's nest. So I'm going to start with some standard floor pieces here, like something like this. Pieces along the sides. Now let's grab our corner pieces. Fence pieces. Yeah, that's a big crow's nest, so we need to make sure it looks supported. There's plenty of room to walk around up here. NPCs, or if the players wanted to come up here and scout or something. Another thing we may tackle later is flags, how we're going to make the flags of the ship. Because then we can start adding some splashes of color, because up until now it's all been kind of wood texture. We're getting a little bit of red down here with the cannons, the cloth texture from the sails. But it would be cool to see a splash of red or blue or something. And now I'm just seeing kind of how we can position some stuff just to make it look cool. Like having barrels here, not sure why, it just looks neat to me. So we're seeing the barrels in the front, on the crow's nest, and even under the back windows. And then once the ship is outfitted with decorations, there's going to be barrels all over it, so these will match nicely. So adding some of those little thatched roof pieces breaks up the color, but also makes it look like it's been built onto the top of the barrels, which I really like. That's crazy. We've already come such a long way from the start of the video. I'm really excited for how this is looking overall. Drop a D20 down in that hole. Alright guys, that about does it for this video. I feel like we got a lot of awesome stuff done. Without checking out all of the awesome inspirational stuff people post on Tales Tavern, I'm not sure I could have done this myself. So that's an awesome resource to check out if you guys haven't. There's a link to it in the description. There's tons of creators on there posting new stuff every day. So if there's something you need for your game that you just don't have the time to build yourself, you can check out all the Nordic Forge Games official assets on there, and as well as all these other cool things that people have been adding. And the sea calls to me, and I must go. Hope you guys have had a good time with me today, continuing work on this cool pirate ship. I know I sure have. And if this is your first time here, welcome. Happy to have you. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date on all the cool stuff we've got going on here at Nordic Forge Games, because we've still got a lot of work to do on this ship, and then I'm always looking forward to future projects and stuff to be working on. Follow me on Twitter, click the link to our Discord. We'd love to have you in there, share what you've been working on. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Keep being awesome, keep building awesome things, and until we meet again.